Okay, part 3, knowing the signs. We started with understanding the need of why we have this training annually, and now we're going to look at the signs of suicidality. So the first thing is some people are really clear and they are direct and they say things like this. And I'm confident that if you hear something like this, your radar goes up and you know you have a problem and you need to act. Now, most people, though, don't say things quite so clearly. They're less direct, and they'll say things like this. And these are hinting that there's a problem in their life, but they can be misinterpreted. And so, our goal here, if we say, here's something like, I just want out, they go, what? You want out of this class? You want out of this job? You want out of this relationship? What does this mean? When we hear things like this, we want to be attuned to it and know that we shouldn't ignore it. And we should dig in a little bit and ask a few questions. Then, of course, there are some behavioral clues, things that people do that indicate that maybe they're thinking about ending their life. Any previous suicide attempt is a high risk factor. And of course, if they're acting on it, like acquiring a gun or stockpiling pills, that's a major red flag and really, really important. But most of them are a little less obvious, more subtle, like organizing their affairs a little bit, giving away some stuff. But really, it's a change, just really a change in anything that's going on in their life. A sense of depression or hopelessness are real red flags, and we want to be noticing them and aware of those. And finally, there's situational clues. Of course, things that happen that are bad in life can be triggers for people who are thinking about suicide. Any big relationship loss, or any time they might be losing stature or might be embarrassed, are times that would be real triggers for most people. But we have to remember that we have people in our community and students in our school that are very high achieving. They're getting perfect grades, they're on extracurricular activities, they're in student council, and yet they are considering suicide and they have none of these situational clues. So it's not any one of these signs by themselves is the thing that makes us act. It is a noticing and an attunement and a change. And the more of these clues that are observed, the greater the risk. And we do not want to ignore it. We want to act. So, what do we do? How do we act? If you see one of the signs, what should you do? What would be your response to this question? Would you say continue to observe and look for signs? Yeah, good. If you see one or two, notice, be aware, be attuned, and keep looking. Sure. Would you check in and see how they're doing? Well, I'd hope so. I'd hope that you wouldn't make assumptions. You would join in and say, hey, I've noticed some things. What's going on? And learn more about the student or the staff member or whoever you're worried about. Would you tell someone, especially their parents? Yeah, we need to tell someone. We need to tell someone in the school on our suicide prevention team, and we need to tell their parents. I know that we want to be safe and we want students to feel like they have a trusting adult, but the new Idaho law on parental rights says that public schools are responsible for notifying parents when there are known changes in the student's mental, emotional, or physical health or well-being. Oh, that is a wide category. But they're saying they want schools to be notifying parents. And if there are changes going on, parents need to know about it. That's true. If it were happening to my child, I would want to know about it. And so the Coeur d'Alene School District wrote Policy 2425 last year, where we partner with families and when we become aware of an evident and impactful change. That's the language we landed on, evident and impactful. And so we notice it, it's evident, and it's impacting their functioning, then parents need to know. And either you need to do it as a staff member, or you need to make sure that some other staff member in the school contacts parents. Okay. Or you can ask the suicide question. Yes, that's a good one and a big one. And that is the next section. Finally, ignoring it is the only wrong number on the list, the wrong answer on the list. We do not ignore these signs. We can't. We need to dig in, ask some questions, find out more.